Hello and welcome to this video on integral calculus. Today, we will explore one of the powerful tools in mathematics, integration. My name is Evi Mailinda and I'm excited to guide you through this essential topic. Whenever you're just starting calculus or reviewing for deeper understanding, this lesson is designed to help you grasp the concept of integral with clarity. In this video, we will cover the basic concept of integral, basic rules of integration, indefinite and definite integrals, and exercise. Definition of integral. Integral is one of the two fundamental operations in calculus, the other being differentiation. While differentiation focuses on the rate of change, integration is concerned with accumulation such as finding the area under curve, total distance, or volume. In general, integration is the reverse process of differentiation. So, in simple terms, if differentiation tells us how fast something is changing, integration helps us figure out how much of something has accumulated over time. For example, if the derivative gives us the speed of the moving object, the integral tells us the total distance it has traveled. That's why we often say integration is the reverse process of differentiation. Integration is essentially the reverse of differentiation. Therefore, it is highly recommended for all of you to first understand the concept of derivative, or at least know the basic, because integration is the continuation of the topic. Now, if we recall the concept of differentiation, when we have a function like y is x to the power of n, it can be differentiated using the rule y prime is n times x to the power of n minus 1. For example, let's look at the function f of x is x cubed. When we differentiate it, we got f prime of x is 3x squared. This means we take the exponent, which is 3, multiply it in front, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. So, from x cubed, we got 3 multiplied from 3x, and 3 minus 1 is 2, resulting in the derivative x prime of x is 3x squared. Now that we have reviewed the basic of differentiation, let's move on to the fundamental concept of integration. In contrast to differentiation, which break a function down into its rate of change, integration combine or accumulate value over an interval. The most basic form of integration is called indefinite integration, which find the original function, also known as the antiderivative, from its derivative. The general rule for integrating a power of x, such as integral of x the power of n dx equal 1 over n plus 1 times x the power of n plus 1 plus c, where n not equal to negative 1 and c is the constant of integration. For example, if we want to integrate 3x squared dx, we apply the rule integral of x the power of n dx equal x over n plus 1 times x the power of n plus 1 plus c. So, the integral of 3x squared dx is 3 over 2 plus 1 times x the power of 2 plus 1 plus c. So, the result is x cubed plus c. This image shows the relationship between derivative and integral. When we take the derivative of a function, we move from the original function f of x to its rate of change f prime of x. On the other hand, integration is the reverse process. It allows us to go back from f prime of x to the original function f of x. This circular connection highlights that integration and differentiation are two sides of the same coin in calculus. Here is the basic formula of an integral. When we integrate a function like x to the power of n, the result is integral of x to the power of n dx equal x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. But why do we add a constant c at the end? This is because when we differentiate any constant, it becomes 0. So, when integrating, we don't know what the original constant was. That's why we included c called the constant of integration to represent all the possible functions that have the same derivative. This is the concept of an indefinite integral. Unlike definite integral, indefinite integral don't have specific limits. They represent a family of functions and always include the constant of integration, denoted by c. In mathematics, it's written as integral of f of x dx equal capital of f of x plus c. Here, the capital Fx is the antiderivative of f of x and c is an arbitrary constant because any constant disappears when we differentiate. Here the example of indefinite integral. Integral of x cubed dx is 1. 1 is from coefficient of x over 3 plus 1 times x to the power of 3 plus 1 plus c. So, the result is 1 over 4 times x to the power of 4 plus c. Let's look another example of indefinite integral. The integral of 1 over x cubed dx is equal to the integral of x to the power of negative 3. Using the power rule of integration, we add 1 to the exponent, then divide by the new exponent. So, we get 1 over negative 3 plus 1 times x to the power of negative 3 plus 1 plus c. So, the result is 1 over negative 2 times x to the power of negative 2 plus c. Definite integral. Definite integral calculate the net area under the curve of a function from one point to another. The notation is written as the integral from b to a of f of x dx is equal capital F of a minus capital of F of b. This tells us how much total area is accumulated between the 2 points A and B on the x-axis. This is an example of definite integral to find the area of the shaded region. The curve shown is a function x equal the root of y, or in exponential form, x is y to the power of half. We are calculating the area between this curve and this vertical axis from y 0 to 9. The integral becomes the integral from 0 to 9 of square root of y dy, or the integral from 0 to 9 of y to the power of half dy. Using the power rule, we increase the exponent by y, making it y to the power of 3 over 2, and divided by the new exponent. So, the antiderivative is 2 over 3 times y to the power of 3 over 2. Now, we evaluate the definite integral, look in the upper limit 9 and the lower limit 0. 2 times 9 times square root of 9 over 3 minus 2 times 0 times square root of 0 over 3. So, we have the result is 18. Therefore, the area of the shaded region is 18 square unit. Let's learn some basic property of integral. Property number 1. The integral of sum of two functions multiplied by the constant. Integral a times fx plus b times gx dx equal a times integral fx dx plus b times integral gx dx. This property tells us that integration is linear, meaning we can split the sum and factor out constant. Property number 2. If a less than b less than c, then integral from a to c fx dx equal integral from a to b fx dx plus integral from b to c fx dx. This means we can break the integral from a to c into two parts, from a to b and from b to c. Let's continue learning the property of integral. Property number 3. Integral from a to b fx dx equal negative integral b to a fx dx. This tells us that reversing the limits of integration change the sign of the result. Property number 4. Integral from a to a fx dx equals 0. If the upper and the lower limits are the same, the area under the curve is 0. Because there is no interval, it's just a single point. Now it's time to practice. Let's find the solution for the following integrals. Number 1. Find the infinite integral of 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x minus 4 dx. Remember to apply the power rule of each term and don't forget the constant of integration. Number 2. Find the definite integral of integral from 0 to 2x squared plus 3x dx. Let's find the area under the curve. We are given the function y equal 3x cubed plus 3. And we want to find area bounded by the curve, the x-axis, and the vertical lines x negative 1 and x 0. Can you solve it? Pause the video, take your time, and give it a try. Keep practicing and stay curious. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson.